It's time for Inside Hart County Football with Coach Rance Gillespie. Recorded in Studio 604B in the Hart College and Career Academy. Here's your host, Doc Ayers.
Good afternoon and welcome to Inside Hart County Football. Coach Gillespie. Coach, there was an old television show in the 70s called The Time Tunnel, where people traveled back in time, and Friday night was a little bit of a time warp as far as 480 yards on the ground. Not only did the backs play well, the whole football team played well.
Yeah, I thought that was important for us to go out and play well and kind of get things headed back in a positive direction as we go into this last stretch. And I thought our kids did that. I thought we played really good, especially in the run game, like you mentioned. But there were some areas in the special teams that we played well, and we let a couple of balls out on us defensively. But at the end of the day, we came away with a shutout, and we were able to block a couple of kicks, and I thought overall. Certainly there's some areas that we want to get better and improve these last couple of weeks, and as we head into the playoffs, hopefully. And I thought we made a stride in the right direction.
I thought the ability to come out, as you say, and take care of business, 3 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter, pretty well set the tone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought the backs played well, and they're seeing things really good. And of course, that comes with reps and maturity. And as they grow, they continue to get better. Some of the cuts that both of them made were real encouraging. And of course, the offensive line is continued to get better and better and better each and every week. And the execution that you see out of the guys up front is really encouraging as well.
And sometimes people don't understand it. Almost like a dance line, the modern offensive line is so choreographed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got to have 11 people executing what they're supposed to do, and there was one touchdown in particular where we asked a wide receiver to come in and fit a safety because of the run fit, and he did an excellent job with it, and ball gets out, and Malachi ended up walking in the end zone.
Let's look at the first half, and as I said, he gets off to a real good start.
I thought Renzo placed the ball better, and gave us some opportunities on the kickoff team.
And there goes the missile.
Yeah, it was good to see LJ back, and he does a great job setting a pace for us on that team, as he has done all year. And he's been out the last couple of weeks with an injury, but good to get him back. Good job fitting the counter. And this back is a talented kid. He does a good job for him.
You can see he's got good speed, too, later. Punt.
Good field position to start the game, and do a good job there fitting the outside zone. JL makes a good cut and gets the ball up the field for us. And get the ball out on the perimeter here to Paul, and good block downfield there by Malachi, driving the guy back, and off to a good start. Good cut there out of JL for 7 or 8, and again, you can see the movement that we were able to create up front, and that's always real encouraging.
Good job getting in on the counter. Extra point, 7-0.
Been good to get Tucker back, and Tucker does a good job with our PATs and our field goals. Well-placed kick there. It's at the bottom of the numbers, exactly where you want it. Sure does make the coverage a little bit easier. Yeah. Good run support there out of our secondary, and something that we've tried to continue to get better at and emphasize. And Jackson was in position there, and called him for a pass interference, but he was just It's something that linebackers really don't do a ton of is covering deep balls like that, and just need to learn how to play that ball when he's in phase with the receiver.
Malachi on the return.
Yeah, we had a little bit different look this week with our return team, placing two guys back, and thought that was important for us to kind of get to that, to be able to field some of the kicks that we're getting with the punt team. Good job by JL there. Shows really good balance and the power that he's worked to develop as a back. Good play by Malachi. Yeah. Not a great call by me with the guy coming up the field there, but Malachi kind of makes a play out of it anyway. This is the one I was talking about. You watch Malachi Kelly come in and block the safety and kind of opens up the run lane for Malachi Thomas, and Malachi walks in the end zone. And certainly blocked well up front too.
Again, keep it inside the third of the field.
Got to do a better job with our field coverage. The way we kind of break our kickoff team down. We have a boundary coverage side, we have a field coverage side, and we've got to do a little bit better job keeping that ball contained and not letting it get out to the field.
Okay. Good job with the black shirts coming up to play there. Force another punt.
Get Malachi out on the speed sweep for another 7, 8, 9 solid yards.
Good job finishing.
Good job out of Kane there, just finishing the run. This is a really nice job out of Kane on the backside too. If you had the end zone copy, the back kind of scraped outside. Kane was patient on it, waited it. Okay, got him turned out, and the ball cut back to him. And that's in what we do. There really is no backside of a run because some of our runs can become backside cuts really quick, especially with the two backs that we have, and learning to play on the backside can be just as important as it is on the front side.
Great effort here to.
Yeah, it really is. Ball gets out on us. It's one of those runs that we were talking about, and that kid can run. Good effort by Quinn to get it shut down, and we're able to come away here at the end of the day with a stop.
Get the block up front.
Again, this is something that we've been very effective at, and we practice and we spend time at. And I've always said that team is kind of a reflection of your football team, because it's typically they go out or they're on the field after a touchdown, and the effort that's given there is super important, and we've been able to come away this year with quite a few blocks.
Good job again, downfield blocking.
Yeah, it's well blocked up front. He's clean for the first 7 yards, and if we can get it back clean for 7 yards, then they're gonna have big nights. And good cut there. Good job finishing the run.
Running it through the tackle.
Again, well-placed ball, makes it a little bit easier to cover.
Give East Jackson credit; they're a much improved football team.
They've got a couple of players that are pretty good players, and this is certainly one of them. I think the back is a talented kid, and the quarterback is a big kid that does some things really well. I thought their offensive line was much improved. I thought that they fit things a lot better than they have in the past. But the quarterback, throws the ball effectively, and the back can really run.
Lose contain a little bit up front there.
And in contain, we just got to make a tackle. You know, we end up on the ground there and got to make a play. Good physical run, and how he got out of that is, you know,
How he didn't score. I don't know if he stepped out.
Good cut, good vertical cut, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah.
You know, is him stretch it and then turn his shoulders north-south and get the ball vertical, and you know, understand what he's doing with it. The ball's just a little bit underthrown, and I had Kane early on it, and kid made a really good play. I mean,
yeah.
One-handed catch, but just a little bit underthrown there.
There's 8 again.
Good job getting the option contained, and you know, we've had
Great pick.
plenty of opportunities to see that. But good play out of Caleb there on the interception. A little inside zone, a little tall sweep, and
Good job. Good job
Finish it off
offensively
with power.
taking advantage of the turnover.
really good coverage. And there's a pin that we're looking for. You know, get the ball stopped inside the 20.
Take a couple of shots to end the half with. $35-0. Good first half. We'll come back and we'll talk about the second half in just a few moments. You're watching Inside Hart County Football with Rance Gillespie.
Hart County High School is about academics, sports and training, bulldog chow, reading, teamwork, brilliant minds, preparing for the future. Hart County High School is the school made for us.
The Hart County College and Career Academy provides new and improved learning opportunities to students in our community. With new technology and equipment in every classroom, students have the resources to ensure a better education. We guarantee that the Hart County College and Career Academy will further prepare students for their future and their careers. Hart County College and Career Academy, preparing students for their future.
Welcome back. Coach, 35-0 come out. You get a chance to look at some of the younger kids on film, and that's important for them to see themselves on film on Friday nights, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of things that you're trying to accomplish. You know, number one, all of our kids, whether they're on the grass, you know, 90% of the time, or whether they're on the grass 2% of the time. All of our kids work hard year round, and certainly you want to reward that every opportunity you get. Number two, it is a good development tool to be able to get them on the field on Friday nights. And you know, so when we came out in the second half, you know, especially offensively, Austin starts the second half for us. We wanted to see him with some ones around him early on, and then we started to pull some of our ones and get you know, pretty much everybody in the game by the end of the game. But you know, we continued to call the game the way we would normally, because we wanted to see our kids execute our offense. And you know, there's certainly a time for us to just hand the ball off but with a whole half left to play, we wanted to see our kids actually play.
Because the thing is, you don't know when they're going to get called, and it's going to be in first half action in a big ball game.
Right, and it's an opportunity to get them reps at real football instead of just a mop up.
Okay.
And this was not that case. We had a whole half left to play. So, but we were in a situation where we were going to get a running clock, and that's where we want to get to. And then once we get to that, then we're going to play as many people as we can.
All right, let's look at the second half. If the computer will behave. Jason kicks off.
We had what we call our speed wedge in, and so we put different guys on the back end. Again, I thought Austin did some things really well, and understanding where to put the ball and getting us in the right runs, and his communication was good, and did some really nice things for us.
Offensive line still doing a great job up front.
Yeah, good run, good cut by Malachi. And he's going to get out of this again. So there was two of those types of plays where he was able to, get 30 more yards even after contact. Good fit up front, nice out of Seth there, and good fit out of JL getting underneath the kick.
Again, pin it to the sideline, which makes it a whole lot easier.
Good effort on the backside there out of Corbin.
Yep.
A lot of their stuff was RPO stuff, and kind of puts you in conflict on a couple of things, but good cut
out the back door, and
again blocked really well on the backside, and I think as the years gone along and JL starts to get older, certainly his vision has increased. I'm not so sure that his speed has not increased a little bit too.
Yeah.
And certainly the speed that he's playing at is increasing.
Nearly another pick.
But better job fitting the counter, which was the power read and the counter were two of their big plays. A little pressure, and again, I thought we got good pressure on the kick. We didn't quite get to that one, but I thought we did affect it. We got some young guys in there, and again, we're trying to call the game like we normally would, and give them an opportunity to make some plays.
First punt of the night.
It was a nice throw and catch.
Yes,
had a guy in position, and just
He made
a nice throw and catch. Good job out of Jai there, and get us the ball back right around midfield. and this
more
is
than the younger guys.
Yeah, we've got a lot of 9s and 10s on the field here, and give them an opportunity to play. I thought Yari did a good job running the ball. I thought he ran the ball hard.
Is it hard, from your experience? Is it hard for a tall running back to learn how to play?
I don't think so. I think it's just sometimes the longer kids can be a little, I don't want to say stiff because that's not necessarily accurate, but a lot of times their strides are longer, and it's a little bit tougher for
great
them.
Pick.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, it's a major league pick.
Yeah, we get a penalty on it because our kids celebrated for him and kind of spilled out onto the field just a little bit. But I thought it was really good that our kids were excited for him to make that play. Get Tanner in the game and let him throw a couple of throws, in a game situation. And Tanner's going to be a good quarterback too. So get 3 different kids at the quarterback position. I think we had 3 different guys that completed passes. So that was a good thing. It was a nice throw out of him here.
Right down the middle.
Really good catch out of Trey. So, but back to your question about long backs. Sometimes their ability to cut is not as good because their strides are a little bit bigger, and it's their stop and start ability is sometimes a little bit delayed.
All right, 49-0, great win. Coach, 3 weeks ago, tomorrow night's game might not have been quite as impressive, but we got a big football game tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a big game every year. It's Franklin County, and that's a rivalry game for both sides, and I think our kids will be excited to play. So we're looking forward to it.
And Franklin, they're on a little bit of a hot streak. They've won their last 2 in a row, and if you remember the game last year, they came in and gave us fits. Yeah,
their style offensively. Is something that you have to deal with. They try to really slow it down, use up all of the now 40-second clock, and and make the clock run and shorten the game and keep the score low and keep it down and control the ball offensively and do a really nice job with that. And you mentioned that that they're on a hot streak, and there was a period of time in the middle of the season where they had 2 backs that were not with them. Those 2 kids are now back, and they make them different. Mm-hmm. Those 2 kids are talented kids, and really, I think they're very talented and as good as any backs in the region. We got to do a good job tackling them tomorrow night. Okay.
Game time 7:30 over at Ed Bryant. Look forward to seeing a large crowd wearing orange tomorrow night. For Coach Gillespie, this is Doc Ayers saying thank you, good night, and we'll see you next week.